It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Hey, I wonder when the work from home movement really starts to gain momentum. Are these organizations going to buy the ping pong tables into people's houses? Remember about a year and a half ago, I did a video and I said, happiness at any cost will be costly to your business. And I was talking about some of these organizations that were building this internal happiness, and they were putting their internal customers way, way ahead of their external customers in the happiness. You see, there's nothing wrong with having an organization where you take care of your internal customers. Most leaders understand, I got to take care of my internal customers. But I got to be honest with you, I think over the last 10 years, we've taken this to a whole nother level. We became obsessed with internal customers. We were looking at internal customers and their happiness way ahead of those external customers and what was going to make them happy. And we figured as long as our internal customers were happy, well, we could do anything. We could accomplish any goal. But you know, I always say this, how in the world are you going to disrupt the marketplace if you can't even disrupt yourself? Most of these organizations would never bring anybody in to disrupt the happiness. Trust me, they won't. These organizations, they want people that will assimilate to a way of thinking. They don't want people that think differently, because thinking differently could upset the corporate culture of internal happiness. They want to be able to sing Kumbaya in the break room. They want to have all the parties and all the fun. And those are good. That's okay. But when you're slapped in the face with a global pandemic and the biggest disruption in the industry's history, in any business's history, in the world, my God, we're going through some tough times. Yeah, there are some organizations that are doing well through this pandemic. But I got to be honest with you. Some of them are doing so well, they have their own pressures. They have to disrupt themselves even more to keep up with it. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can't disrupt ourselves, we're never, ever going to disrupt a marketplace. And now, through this evolutionary event called a global pandemic, it's time to shake shit up. It's time to say, you know what? We got to focus on those external customers of ours, and we got to figure out what we have to do internally to make sure we can keep up with those external customers as they shift and they change their mindsets. Maybe they don't think of our product the way they used to. What are we going to do differently? How are we going to make sure those external customers stay happy? Well, I can tell you how we can do it. The first thing we got to do is quit saying this shit. I'm so sick of hearing it. As soon as things get back to normal. Every time I hear that, I know I'm talking not to a leader. I heard someone say the other day, we want to see how things evolve. What the hell are you waiting for? It's evolved into a train wreck. That's what it's evolved to. Now it's time to inject something different. Now it's time to inject a new game. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not going back to normal. I already did a video on that. I said it's not about going back to the new normal. It's about creating the new normal. That's what leaders do. They create the new normal. So ladies and gentlemen, just a warning. It's not always about everybody's happiness, because right now, we got a lot of employees that aren't very happy. We got a lot of employees that are unsure of the future. We got a lot of employees scared. And yeah, every once in a while, I guess we can get around and sing Kumbaya and shake hands and love each other. But sometimes we got to spank each other. And sometimes we got to look where nobody else is looking. And sometimes we got to invite in disruption to help us. There's nothing wrong with agitating status quo. That's what you're supposed to do if you're a leader. There's nothing wrong with changing the game. And there's damn sure nothing wrong with shaking things up in the middle of a pandemic. Think of all the things that you knew were wrong before the pandemic, that you knew needed to be addressed before the pandemic, and go address them and do it now. Find those leaders that have been hiding behind walls and doors, waiting till they retire, and get them out of there. Look outside your industry for new players to come in and help you. Folks, it's time we create the new normal regardless of what industry you're in. Because we all know this. Status quo is the killer of all that will be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.